Waking up after 3 hours of gut-churning nightmares and immediately deciding now seems like a good blinker time is something I know very well. Just look at these big old red eyes. I'm always off that Gupta, my boy. But today, the day has come when I turn my backs on all of you. I hate weed. There isn't a single thing about it I enjoy anymore. But Ninye, this isn't supposed to happen, you traitor. I hate you. Listen, I understand your pain. This is like when your grandma gets Alzheimer's, you know what I mean? A real how the mighty has fallen moment, you could say. Because if there's one thing I'm known for, besides stealing Royal Pear's entire flow on YouTube Shorts, it's stealing Change for Real's entire flow on long-form videos. And Change for Real's whole thing was being the high stick man, which he technically stole from Mostly True, but that guy just kind of stopped uploading. But this made the whole high stick man subgenre. The core of my audience is formed from these little goblins who love ripping their pendulums at all waking hours. When they see a 5th grade level drawing get high, they all clap their hands simultaneously and cackle like feral drooling hogs. But with that being said, I'm here to say that I've changed as a man these past 2 years. I'm turning my back on the culture and changing up on all of you. I'm not about that life anymore. So if you hate me, I understand, but I don't hate you because you've made me a lot of money. Back in my prime though, let me tell you, I used to love it. I started just a level 1 crook in high school, only indulging when a friend would offer. But by college, I became a level 20 hitman, sitting in my dorm room, getting bare minimum grades in my community college prerequisite classes. Back in those times, nothing was quite like the freedom of hitting a blinker and going on quests. Through those quests, I'd gain experience to become the level 100 mob boss top dog I am now. And around then, I was making the Stickman videos too, receiving monetary compensation for my little smoking thing I had going on. It never escalated into some terrible addiction because I'm not a stupid person probably. I wasn't about to slippery slope myself into a Logan Paul situation for the sake of a little YouTube ad revenue, if that sentence even remotely makes any sense. But it did eventually get to the point where I'd look at myself in the mirror and be like, what am I doing with my life? And when that happens, you gotta lock in and look inward. Start asking yourself the big questions about yourself. Don't ask yourself big questions when you're high though. You'll probably start to plunge into existential despair and crash the fuck out. But I'll admit, I started making that mistake. I started crashing the fuck out every time. Because every time I would smoke, I'd start punching my bed sheets and gripping my pillows. Not literally, but something did snap inside of me and it started to give me anxiety, which isn't an uncommon occurrence at all. Apparently with some people, it's like a flip switches and all of a sudden they can't get high without battling internal demons. And I was in my damn head fighting for my damn life. I just have more responsibilities than before, so I stress about all that. I got 2 employees to edit my videos, bro. I have livelihoods depending on me. I've got a 30-year mortgage and a 401k. I can't be smoking weed while I have a retirement fund. And so, considering all my newfound financial obligations, let me tell you all about Raycon earbuds. Their brand new active noise cancellation feature allows me to mute out all the excess noise in my life and lock in. Whether that's editing videos, exercising, or, well, that's really all I do with my life. But that means they fit into every aspect of my day-to-day. They also fit so comfortably in my ears. Look at how well they fit in my ears. They're available in tons of different fun new colors to complement any skin tone or cool vibe you want. My personal favorite is black because I like to look sleek and cool. With 32 hours of battery life with the capsule charging case and its quick charge function, I can stay sleek and cool for a really long time. These bad boys yield 90 minutes of battery for only 10 minutes of charge, bro. I have strangely shaped ears that always gave me ear infections as a kid, but Raycons fit comfortably in my head with no issue. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/Ninye to get 15% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. Anyways, back to the video. You could say that the very thing that had made me was the same thing that was destroying me. Clearly, the puzzle piece of weed isn't fitting into my autistic brain anymore, which is honestly fine. If you really think about it, being high is just a feeling. I can get that feeling through other means, like finding love. So this began the actually quitting weed arc, and I had to crawl myself out the damn hole I done put myself into. It was for real like Vinland Saga, when he had to crawl out of hell and all of my viewers were the dead souls, pulling me down to keep me smoking weed. Now, my best method to quitting was just going cold turkey and enduring the pain until it stopped hurting anymore. But this method proved to be quite the formidable foe. I didn't get the symptoms as bad as most people, but the loss of appetite and insomnia had some kick to it. Not eating as much was actually goated for the cut though, because now I look strong like a cow. But the insomnia made me scream in anguish. Most nights I'd lie there barely able to feel a damn drop of tiredness. So naturally, I'd start roaming the streets of the night. If you had seen me wandering around in the darkness during this peak of my insomnia, you would have mistaken me for a damn zombie from Call of Duty, moaning in incomprehensible tongues, not fit for the human mind to comprehend. Honestly, it was pretty miserable, but every so often there would occasionally be nights that just hit. With me trapping downtown with Juice WRLD blasting in my AirPod Pros, it was literally just like GTA. But those nights were honestly very far and few between. And occasionally, I would even try to hit up some of my buddies to maybe try and distract myself a bit. But every single friend of mine is a ghoul, constantly chiefing the Benjamin to Blinkerton City on their unhinged and demented grind. But saying as I'm a changed man, there were some downright incomprehensible moments that came about. Like how one time, Big Rod was trying to go crazy on his shit, but then he looked me up and down and asked, "You want it?" And I started drooling. I wanted it. But in my head, I had to imagine Sisyphus pushing the boulder, you feel me? This was a moment of weakness and I wasn't about to give in. I pushed through and told him, "No, I actually don't want it." And his mouth immediately crashed all the way to the floor and into the pavement, and his eyes sunk into his head and he started to quiver as tears welled up in his eyes. These little hangouts were temptation so intense, I had to cut all my friends off, and now I don't have any friends anymore in my life. After about 2 weeks though, the loss of appetite and insomnia had finally started going away. It was like a great fog was lifted. The brain fog had cleared. It was honestly comparable to the sunshine finally shining through after a super cloudy day. Things were looking good for your personal friend Ninye here, and the little get-togethers I would have with my friends became much better since the temptations were now finally 1 foot out the door. Those impulsive thoughts I'd have about bashing in my friends' heads with cinder blocks or large stones had finally dissipated. So I knew I was making moves in the right direction. I was finding God and inner peace with myself to the likes of Uncle Iroh, growing wiser and kinder with every passing day. And just like Uncle Iroh, my ultimate physique had gone into full swing, and now I am an unstoppable monster of which the world is not ready to handle yet. If a real life Batman came into existence, just know it would definitely not be me, and I would never don the cape to fight the good fight. And now that I'll never smoke for the rest of my life, I think it's time to rebrand the Ninye character. Just kidding, that would be bad for business. But going forward, I'll probably still smoke a little, and I'll make stories from that here and there if I'm being honest. It'll just be very rare that I do that. I'll keep it for special occasions. Old Ninye still has some old stories in the mental vault as well. Some that I haven't yet told, so that could be potential future videos too, you never know. But anyways, now I'm gonna fly out to Iowa for the rest of the summer to be a farmer with Roman. So look out for the farming video in the near future. Okay, subscribe, bye.